Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're peeling back the layers of mystery in The Wonder of Alyssa by Ewin Genghis. In this thrilling narrative, Alyssa embarks on a career as a counselor, only to find herself entangled in a web of deceit within the Donald Clinic for Mental Health. Armed with the extraordinary ability to enter any mind, Alyssa confronts not only the sinister secrets of the clinic, but also the dark truths of her own past. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful and inventive book. The links are below this interview. Ewin, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
This is quite a book, very imaginative, very original, quite a thriller. Is The Wonder of Alyssa part of a series?
Well, I tried to adapt it into a number of books because it's such a long book. It actually makes 4 novels quite easily, and it's got 9 sections that could actually make 9 e-novellas as well. So it's easy to break it up because it's written in a way like that. But in the end, I decided the story is entirely, you have to read the whole story to really appreciate it. So I've sort of given up on trying to break it up and just left it as originally intended, which was one single large novel where everything ties together and everything is important to the end result of the novel.
Let's give the folks at home an overview. What is The Wonder of Alyssa about?
Essentially, it's an entertaining story about a young woman who has a difficult childhood and grows up with a low self-esteem, essentially, poor belief in herself, which is common after a difficult childhood. And so the novel is superficially about her attempt to heal herself and to find love at the end of the day with someone that is suitable for a person with a low self-esteem. So it's a kind of a love story of a person trying to heal themselves. But at the same time, there's a subtext, which is really the essence of the book, is the subtext, which is, you need to discern to see it, which is really about all people and all people's struggles with emotional issues. And it's also about the current state of the world. So it's about the emotional state of the world at present. Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah.
And Alyssa has a unique power that she can enter any mind. Tell us about that and why you chose that type of power.
Yes, I think that is important to her. The first thing, she's an attractive young woman. So many people are naturally disarmed by her. They feel comfortable in her company. They seek her company. They trust that she's harmless. So a young woman is a very powerful thing to be in modern society, especially an attractive young woman. But the other thing is she's a trained psychodynamic counselor, and she's actually very, very gifted. She's far more intelligent than she thinks. She's a very, very gifted psychoanalytical type of person. And so that is why nobody really, in the end, is able to fool her. A lot of people try, pull the wool over her eyes. In the end, she's too clever for everybody in the story.
Tell us a little bit about the sinister undertones at the Donald Clinic and how they impact the story.
Yes, now the Donald Clinic is a private institution focused on making money out of people with mental issues. And that's quite openly what their plan is, and they don't have any shame in that. They just want to make money out of mentally unwell people. And they succeed, they're very successful. And it's owned by 2 rather sinister psychiatrists. One of them is Donald Barnes, that's named after, the clinic is named after him, and his sidekick, which is Ellen Summerfield, who's a womanizer, to put it mildly, who certainly sets his sights on Alyssa when she joins the staff. And in the end, they're simply using the clinic to their own ends. And Ellen Summerfield, the psychiatrist, is having an affair with a very rich client's wife.
Mm.
and he conspires with the rich client's wife to have the inconvenient husband, murdered, using Alyssa to carry it out. So she's involved in a murder plot she doesn't even know about. So that's the sinister side of it. And of course, there's also another woman on the staff who's secretly, well, she's a lesbian, openly a lesbian, who's also got her sights on Alyssa as a physical partner, who also is mentally disturbed and also arranged to have Alyssa appointed at the clinic for her own reasons. So there's a lot of sinister background events in her appointment to the clinic and why she's really there that she knows nothing about. She's just being used.
I'm sorry, the concept of truth is a recurring theme in the book as well.
Yes.
Tell us how you explore the different facets of truth through her journey,
Yes.
Alyssa's journey.
Yeah, so this was my main interest in the book, because when I wrote the book initially, I just wrote it as a story, and then I realized how powerful the mechanism of the story is, in the sense that it is a mental health institution. So most of the people that are attending have issues. Some of them are officially insane, actually declared insane, certified insane. And so these people are able to tell a talk about any subject in a way that goes beyond the rules of normal society, because they're not well. So it enables one to talk about things you can't normally talk about easily in a novel. You can't talk about religion or sex or politics in a novel without getting into a lot of difficulty. You have to toe the current line, which is quite limiting, and a lot of it that is problematical. A lot of people feel that a lot of society's current so-called beliefs are incorrect, but you can't ever go against them without getting into a lot of trouble on social media. So how do you approach that problem? How do you discuss anything honestly without getting yourself into a whole lot of difficulty? And the answer is through a person who is officially unwell, talking to a counselor. Yeah. And they say outlandish things. And then Alyssa is quite a balanced, sensible person. So she always takes the opposite view, and she tries to be like a normal person. So it's an excellent way to discuss sex, religion, politics, philosophy. It doesn't antagonize the reader and doesn't prescribe the truth. It simply opens the various possibilities of what may or may not be true.
It's great. It's a great vehicle. It's a great way to, like you said, explore issues that are tough to talk about nowadays, because anything can get you canceled. That's for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Let me ask you this. Have you envisioned this as a TV series, perhaps, or a series of films?
Well, yes, I was quite amazed. I recently been watching a series which is actually dubbed, but it's called Babylon Berlin. It's a very popular series. Once again, it was nominally a story set in Germany in 1929, just about the normal goings on in Germany of a few people, including a policeman. And it goes on and on. It's written by a German author, I think von Volker Kutschner. It's about a 500-page novel, but that's turned into a series by Netflix, I think, initially, of about 40 different, 40 different, episodes out of one single book. And the book has also got an incredible subtext, which is what's why it's so powerful. The subtext is, how on earth did a dictator like Hitler arise in Germany, in a fully democratic country? How did Hitler arise? So it's all about the rise of a dictator in a democratic country, specifically Hitler. But it's not told as such. It's told as a story of ordinary people just living there at the time. And then the story is the subtext. So it's very, very powerful evocation of German history, which you wouldn't otherwise ever read about.
Absolutely.
So
very creative approach, no doubt. Very creative approach.
Yes.
The name of the book is The Wonder of Alyssa, and it is a thrilling narrative. It embarks on Alyssa embarks on a career as a counselor, only to find herself entangled in a web of deceit within a mental health clinic. She is armed with an extraordinary ability to enter any mind, and she confronts not only the sinister secrets of the clinic, but also her own dark past. It's a great book. It's a page turner. You will love it. There's lots of layers to it, a lot to get out of this book. Ewin, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Pleasure's all mine. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.